Hi guys, so today I will be doing a review of this handheld sewing machine which I bought from Amazon, 500 rupees. With that I also got 4 batteries and accessories for the machine to work properly. I will be putting up the image of this device when it is intact. So before we begin, please like the video and subscribe the channel for more videos like this. I bought this machine 1 month back and have been using it from then. This machine works well when you are using it with the thin clothes, but as you get thicker clothes, it will start to miss catching the thread in the middle of the stitch, which will cause the whole stitch to fail. So I would prefer that this machine to be used in stitching thin clothes. So after using it for like 1 week, I used it at least 10 minutes a day. After 1 week, the battery depleted to a considerable amount where I couldn't stitch properly with that. This will tell that the battery will not last longer with this machine. So it's pointless to buy another 4 batteries to be powering this machine because it will not be worth it. So I decided to use the DC jack that they have provided in this. So I decided to use the power adapter to power this machine. That time I came to a problem where the DC jack given here is not suitable for the adapter that we have in our. This pin is not suitable for this port, which is a huge drawback because most of the house tend to have a 12 volt adapter which mostly comes with this kind of pin, but this one only takes 6 volt and this port, which made it almost useless. So I decided to replace that port with this port which will accept a normal DC adapter. Yeah, this is not even focusing. So along with that, I also installed this step down regulator because I wanted to convert the 12 volt that is coming in from the adapter to 6 volt so that it supports this specification. If you directly power this with the 12 volt adapter, it will cause the machine to work very fast and cause its mechanism to fail. So after that, the machine worked well. So I forgot one thing. Wait a minute. So this is a cap of the battery which will hold the battery in place, but this is very flimsy and it will not hold the battery properly in its place. When you using it, it will midway open itself and the stitching will stop and you have to again reattach this. So it's all so in conclusion, I would say it is better to use the DC adapter instead of the battery. So after some days, I again came up with the problem where the pin starts to slide back very little by little as you keep on using it. Eventually it will go back so much that it will stop catching the thread, which in turn will stop stitching. So I made some adjustment where I took the pin out and placed some paper into the hole and placed it back into place so that it doesn't go back. So After that again it worked for some time. Then again I encountered a problem where this mechanism which catches the thread has bent so much that it stops catching the thread. To repair this you just have to bend it back to place. That will solve the problem. So after that again I went for several days without any problem. This time around I came up with a huge problem which is a deal breaker for this device, because this whole mechanism, this whole set start to bend from here. As you can see the stress mark here. As you keep stitching it will eventually bend and in certain point it will stop working, because this up and down motion will activate this mechanism. If this keeps bending, it will not complete that motion, which in turn causes this mechanism to stop working properly, which in turn will stop catching the thread and the machine will stop stitching. So I tried to bend it back to place, but it's pointless, because after some days again it will bend and you have to keep on doing it. Eventually it will break. As you can see there are stress marks here. That's because of that. They should have at least reinforced this whole part so that it can stay stronger. But because of that it's a huge deal breaker, and it's also hard to bring it back to place, because it has to be in a very precise way so that this mechanism will again engage. So this was the final nail on the coffin. I decided that's more than enough. I will rather stitch it with hand instead of using this machine. That's why I consider that you should not buy this machine, because it will at start work fine, but as you keep using it, it will start to fail very drastically. And this is like an engineer product or a prototype. If they had put some effort into making this stiffer so that it doesn't bend, so that they also could have made sure that this pin doesn't bend, and they could have made this so that this also pin also doesn't move back and forth, and they could have done all the improvements, and this could have been a very great product. But because of so many problems, I would say don't buy this product. It's a waste of money, and eventually it's a waste of time. That's all about the product. If you liked the video, click on the like button and subscribe the channel. Thank you.